College was an emotional roller coaster for me. You know, I would do well in one semester, come to the next semester, hitting rock bottom. Well, you know, got through, got my first job interview, and it got rescinded. They wanted a 3.7. You know, I graduated 2.5. Started putting out my resume to these other companies, and I got a couple hits. Turned out it was building construction. I thought that was all right, great. That lasted a month. But that led me into a contact at another MEP firm. Ended up giving him a call. I'm like, hey, you know, I heard you used to work at this company. I was wondering if you guys got a position. I think the next day I went into the interview, landed the job. I was surrounded by a whole company of engineers. You know, some of them had EITs. We had a couple PEs. My first decision to take that test was that first year of employment. NCES has this knack for making you feel like you got the right answer on the test. And I came out of the test, I was like, all right, I rocked it, you know, it's all good. No, didn't. I decided I would take the next. Got into the next one. I think maybe I put a month in the study. I didn't have anyone that I could be like, hey, look, you know, I'm having these problems. You know, how are you doing this? You know, this is what I'm getting. What am I doing wrong? I went through pretty much solo that whole month, you know, studying after work, banged out a lot, but, you know, went through the test, same deal. Felt like I was doing good. No. It was at that moment I was like, you know what, screw this test. The EIT, in my mind, was so far away from what I was capable of doing. The third time that I took it was really kind of a joint decision saying, hey, this is something that you kind of need to get anywhere in this field. I was thinking about the family aspect of it, wanting that future to provide for a family. The third time I took it was 2011. But I could never get into the mindset of actually dedicating to studying. I would go through weeks at a time and then fall off. Go through weeks at a time, then fall off. And before I knew it, the test date was approaching. I did go in and just kind of like, there was parts of it, and I'm just circling numbers. You know, I read a question and I'm like, I had no idea. At that moment, I finally came to the conclusion. 3 times I'm like, it's just not going to happen. At the beginning of the new year, I got called in my boss's office and he's like, Zach, you know, this is just not going to work. Tens of thousands of dollars in debt, no job, and it was rebuild time. I realized that if I can't take care of myself, how am I going to take care of my daughter? Right then and there, I decided that it was me that needed to change. The world's not going to change, but it's up to you to change to make the best of what crappiness is in this world today. And I got this call about this position in telecom. When I got that call, I was like, talked to my parents. I was like, you know, this is what I got. And they were like, you need to take it. And I said, I don't really want to go back into engineering. Accepted the job. And I started. And I went in and put everything on the table. I finally realized that this is something that I can do. We started hiring a couple more engineers in the office. I started thinking about it. My boss had pulled me aside and was like, what are your plans? And I've been flirting with the idea to take the EIT. Finally, one day, I decided, let's do this. It really started coming to the front that this is something I can do. And that was the biggest realization for me to saying, I've made it. My roommate from college, he's known me for years, and he knows all about the troubles, tribulations that have been bestowed upon me. And I'm like, dude, I passed the exam. And I mean, he's seen me at the bottom. The things you have overcome, I am truly happy for. And for him to say that, I never really thought about it, but he really gave me a kind of a self-reflection that finding those results, it was like, I've made it. And I mean, yeah, I know I made it, but at the same time, it's like, think about everything that has happened up until this point. And it was just like, it was mind-blowing. Looking back over these past several months, Prepaneer, it was like just a ledge to grab onto, hold on to. It gave you the strength. It gave you the pathway to be able to prove to yourself that you are more than you think you are. People out there are going to come from all walks of life. They're going to come from and go through so much. Having Prepaneer in your corner for whatever is encountered made the difference. During that time when I kind of fell off, and I'm sitting there, I'm getting into work 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not leaving till 1, 2, 3 a.m. When am I going to study? I mean, think about it. I would walk through the door and just plant my face on the pillow and fall asleep for 3 or 4 hours to get up and go the next day, do it again. And then it got to the point where I was like, I needed a lifeline, man. I got on it and I didn't look back. And I knew that no matter what I encountered, I had the team at Prepaneer that I could be like, hey, knowing and having that feeling makes all the difference. It's a long, tiring, very trying road, man. And on that journey, you're going to need people. They make this more attainable. I mean, 10 months ago, I would have never thought that I could have gone through it. And I just started working, man. Hard work, belief, perseverance, don't give up. That is what it takes. And you have to put in that work to reap the rewards in the future. I've made it.